Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. The problem with hating someone. Now, let's be real. All of us, at least at one time, I don't care how cool you are, how open-minded you are, there's somebody you might have had some hate for. This is not saying you got it now, but we all go through that. We hate someone or we hate something else. We could expand that, say situations, different things, situations, individuals, all of that. There is one problem with that, one major problem. You carrying hate for someone, and we'll focus just on that. You carrying hate for someone doesn't hurt that other person. It really don't. The only exception might be if you in a position of authority over that person. But let's be real. Most of the time when people will hate someone they don't even know personally. They ain't never met. It might be a celebrity or something. It might be a politician. It could be anybody. It could be a group of people. Because that's a big thing out here. Just that hate. But see, here's the problem with it. What is your hate really doing to that person? Real hate. When you hate someone, when you carrying that hate within your body, within your mind, within your spirit, you ain't hurting that other person. You hating somebody is like you drinking some poison and expecting that other person to be hurt from it. They don't even know who you are. They don't even know who you are. They think you got something against them or saying something against them or something, and you don't even know. You know what I had somebody contact me one time. It was a young lady, and she was saying all this stuff, and I was like, I have no idea who you are. I told her that. I was like, you carrying, I told her too. I said, you carrying all that stuff, but I don't know who you are. Now, if I said something that you didn't like, that's one thing, but I don't know you personally. But she carrying all that. She's being hurt by that, and I could tell. And I even told her. I talked to her. I said, you know what? You feeling all this, but I don't know you. You carrying all that. I'm feeling good. And that's how it is. You got people going to the grave. They're going to the grave carrying hate for somebody. Carrying hate, carrying negative feelings, and the person don't even know they did. They don't have anything. Because when you hating somebody, like I said, a lot of times it's somebody who barely know you, or even if they do know you, they don't care. They ain't going to lose sleep if you stop talking to them or something like that. They have no idea who you are. How's that hurting them? You the one carrying that pain around. You the one letting them live in your head rent-free. Let me say that again. You the one letting them live in your head rent-free. This person don't care anything about you. They don't know you. It's true. In fact, there's been many of occasions when somebody might have, I've seen this on talk shows. I've seen this in the real world. Like, here's a good example. You get some guys, a woman rejected them in high school or something, right? And, the guy's just carrying that anger, that animosity against that one particular woman. But if that man run into that woman years later, one, she don't even remember him. Two, she probably, she might just even say, I'm sorry, I was a different person then, right? But whatever the case, the woman wasn't affected by that. The man was. He was carrying that around. See, you carrying that hate around, you got that anger, you might get, that depression. In fact, when you're thinking about something that happened in the past, that's depression. You carrying that around, that's hurting you. And when you have that, when you carrying that around, that's stressing out your body. That's making you susceptible to sickness. That's hurting you. That other person just bopping along like la, 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 like nothing's happened. How's that hurting them? And one thing I've noticed too, even sometimes when you get that person carrying that hate, you even confront the person is still like, okay. All right. And, and the meaner ones among them, you confront somebody, it's like, I don't care. I'm still doing my thing. It's not doing anything to them. There's no magic. You sending that hateful energy out to them. There's no magic. That's hitting you. In fact, there was a saying, forgiveness is really more for yourself. Okay, this person did some negative stuff to you, right? Okay. When you forgive them, you really letting go of that hate within yourself. This ain't necessarily mean you got to go hang out with that person or anything. You want to still be wary of that person. You want to pay attention, but you don't want to have them on your mind thinking about it. I want you to think about that. When you forgive yourself, when you let that hate go, that's for yourself. That's not for the other person. Because you could look them in the eye and say, forgive them. And one, if they even know what you're talking about, they might or might not be affected by it. But that's for yourself, so you don't carry that hate. Let that hate go. Don't walk around with it. Don't deal with it. That's hurting you. That's hurting you. And that's the problem with it. Like hate is stupid. Like hate is stupid. You hurting yourself. You hurting yourself. You want to hurt that other person, but it's not. Most times you're not in a position of authority. But you dying from it every single day. You dying from it. You being hurt from it. But once you let that go, and I've known several people, scores of people, who have let their hate go, their negative feelings go about somebody, and you can see the difference in them virtually overnight. And when I say virtually overnight, I mean virtually overnight. You got some people, they'll start looking better. They might start losing weight. They feeling better. They happier to be around because they let all that dumb stuff go. And that's it. Now, let me be clear on it. This don't mean you gotta go be lovey-dovey with that person who did something. You just keep them at a distance. You keep them if you know they did some wrong stuff to you, keep them at a distance. Indeed, in some cases, you might have to let them know, don't even try it again. But you don't carry the hate within you. Because I'm going to tell you, let me share a story. Because some people do it. Let me share a story. I remember I was at the Harlem Book Fair years ago, back when my book first came out. And I was sitting there at the table, I had my booth, had my wife there with me. And I never forget, there's a guy who came up. And he saw my book. I was telling him about the book. He said, and I never forget, he said, well, I'm not in that book. And I'm like, well, sir, I don't know you. And so I don't know you personally, right? I don't know. But I'm talking in general terms in the book. Well, I'm not in the book. I'll say, sir, I just said, I don't know you. And it escalated to the point, me and this man were about to come to blows. But then when he saw that, I'd never forget what he said. He said, yeah, now you won't be able to sell any books anymore. So he was purposely trying to rile me up. And I ain't gonna lie, he did rile me up, but I just sat down and let it go after 10 minutes. Yeah, for 10 minutes I couldn't sell the books, but my wife was there. She could still push them. So I let him rile me up, but then when that was a powerful lesson. See, understand something also when you get some people out here who purposely want to do that to you, purposely want to get you riled up. You don't carry it with them. You defeat them. In fact, that defeat, by just kind of letting it play out in my system for about 10 minutes, I actually made a couple of major book connections with distributors and stuff, I say maybe an hour or so after that gentleman left. Because I didn't hold that hate. I didn't hold that anger, because if I did, I wouldn't have been able to sell anything. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. But like I said, I just sat down, breathed, let it go. Now, I remember the lesson, but I let the negative feelings go. And I was able to benefit financially. See, that's the thing. You carry that stuff, it hurts you in so many ways. So let it go. Let it go. This ain't, and like I said, this don't mean you all be all lovey-dovey with somebody who did you wrong. You understand what happened. You forgive yourself for your part in it. You let that hate go and go on. You keep that other person at a distance if they're a problem. But it's not out of hate. It's just out of being pragmatic. You already know they're going to be a problem and you keep them away. But you let the hate go. You don't let that hate tear you up, because then you get that other person a victory. So that's all I got for today. I want y'all to really think on that, okay? And I'll talk to you later. Peace and blessings.
God.